That was fucked up. That's the part I find fucking annoying, right? Like, Trico obviously brought the boy back to his village. He vomited out the boy, he nudged the boy towards the villagers, and he wasn't being a threat. He was just chilling, right? And the villagers still decided to like spear him. And in my opinion, that is the Fumito Ueda decision. They didn't have to do that. But Fumito wanted to create like an ambiguous ending where you feel sad, you don't know what happens to it, to the Trico. So he have like, I kind of hate shit like that, right? I hated the part where we made it to the top of the tower and they all fucked up Trico because it was clearly my fault, the player, right? Because I cleared the debris away from the beacon, and because of that, all the evil Tricos came back and they fucked up my Trico, right? So I felt cheated. I really do felt cheated. And I felt the final like fight scene, if you want to call it the fight scene, where you gotta like use Trico's tail to destroy the tower. Like, why couldn't they let me do that before? Or could I have destroyed the tower? Okay, let me see. Let me Google this shit. Does the Last Guardian have multiple endings? No, the Last Guardian does not have multiple endings. I hate that. I fucking hate that. I was fucking torn up. I never cried during Aiko or Shadow. I felt heartbroken at the end of those games, but not to this level. Okay, can we discuss the climax ending, the final fight on top of the tower? I hated it. I fucking hated it because it had nothing to do with the entire game. It felt like I don't know. The violence felt very gratuitous. It felt like Fumito Ueda, the director of the game, wanted to deliver a very heart-wrenching scene of Trico getting fucked up by the other Tricos. So it's like I didn't enjoy it. I felt like it was very forced. Because the other part about it is like, why would the other evil Tricos attack the normal Trico? I don't understand that part. Why would they attack him? Right? Just because his eyes are not glowing in red? Or I don't see how he's deemed as an outsider. Because if you remember, Trico actually did kidnap the boy at the beginning of the game. Which means that he was one of the evil Tricos until his helmet broke off. And that's where he isn't evil anymore. But whenever he goes into the resonation room with the blue stuff, he sometimes becomes evil again. And that's where he eats the boy and digests and puts the boy in the jelly, right? But how does that explain the other Tricos attacking that Trico? Because he isn't technically an outsider, he is one of them. The only difference is he wasn't wearing like his armor. He wasn't wearing the armor, he wasn't wearing the helmet. So is that why they attacked him? Is because he wasn't wearing the armor and his eyes were like not glowing red? I kind of feel like that was kind of weak. Psycho says, I guess it's like he's become alien to them now. He's broken out of the control of the orb. I imagine it's like animals who attack their babies, then humans touch them and the babies don't smell like theirs anymore. I heard about that. Like hamsters tend to do that. I think to a certain extent cats also do that. That's why they say like whenever your pets give birth to their babies, don't fuck around, just leave them alone. Just make sure they have everything they need, but yeah, don't touch the babies, right? I guess. I just felt like the scene where they had to cut off Trico's tail, it felt very gratuitous. It felt like violent for no reason. It felt like they just wanted to use his tail as a gameplay element so that, you know, you can use the tail to destroy the orb and the tower thingy. I kind of hated that. Because at the end, I kind of struggled to think about like how I can help Trico, right? So you know, like I got some help finding the mirror. Like I guess I had to find the mirror. I thought the mirror was supposed to be used to, and then there was a sequence where I have to ride an evil Trico around the tower before landing back on the tower to pick the mirror again, which I tried to in the beginning. So I don't know. I felt like the ending where the boy was regaining his consciousness and he was trying to give commands to Trico to escape. I was really trying to press the commands, right? Like telling Trico to like fly away or like, you know, go away so that he wouldn't get killed. I was trying R1 triangle, R1 directional button. I was trying all of that. And it was like so agonizing because Trico wouldn't obey my commands. And it just felt like the game like decided like, okay, it's time for him to go. Yeah. Let me see. Oh wait, when Trico brings the boy back to the tribe, the boy is in Trico's shadow until he gets dragged away by the tribe elder. And then the shadow of Trico sweeps over them as they fly away. Is a nod or at least a reference to Shadow of the Colossus? What the fuck? Someone is actually fucking... Oh, it's confirmed by Ueda. Okay, so they gave a homage to Shadow of the Colossus. Psycho says the whole final battle sequence takes too long, and that's what makes the violence feel over the top. It's drawn out too long and too many tasks one after the other. Yeah, I do feel that's the same way. Like, I felt that... It felt like I, as the player or the boy, I didn't know what to do, right? First of all, like, I don't think anyone would instantly know what to do in that situation. So it kind of leaves the player like scrambling to try to help, because like I think my first instinct was to jump on the other Tricos, right, and try to pull them off, or is like try to find like a button prompt where I can rip off their helmets so that they can stop being evil. Like, I didn't instantly think about the mirror, because the mirror the whole time was used against, like, you know. And like, so here's the other part that kind of fucking sucks, right? Once you find the mirror, they don't reward you for that shit. So I don't think it matters if you find the mirror really early or you find the mirror really late. Because if you find the mirror really early, all it does, it triggers the cutscene of the evil Trico pulling out your Trico's tail out. I fucking hate that. Like, okay, if the player figured it out that he's gotta get the mirror, why are you gonna... Oh, because you want to use the chopped off tail as a weapon to destroy the orb. That's... like, what the fuck? Is this fucking Hostel, the movie? You know, I hated that. I felt it was so unnecessary. I felt like the ending... like, okay, before the ending, before they showed Trico being alive, it kind of punished the player. I felt like a lot, you know, here's the thing, like, a lot of games put the players through a lot, right? They put the players and the character that's been with the player through a lot of agony. But a lot of games, or at least TV shows or movies, they tend to reward the audience by showing that they're okay. Or they don't fucking pull out the fucking tail, beat the fuck up of the guy, stab the shit out of him, have him barely escape. Okay, but to be fair, whatever emotion Fumito wanted me to feel, he got my fucking tears, right? But come on, man, there's a better way to, you know, get to that level. I felt like it was too fucked up. Okay, so this is a comment from someone on Reddit, right? He says, the ending wrecked me even when I saw that Trico was alive and had offspring. Mostly because I felt sad that the boy and Trico never saw each other again. Their bond was so strong at the end of the journey, and I loved Trico. It made me weep thinking of poor Trico missing the boy. Yeah, oh, that destroys me. I fucking hate that. Why couldn't they allow the boy and Trico to at least have a reunion at the end? I feel like Japanese people are really fucked up for this type of shit, right? Because you don't only see it in games like these, you also see it in like TV shows, not TV shows, movies like Makoto Shinkai movies. Like the whole like ending where the love is how do you pronounce that word? Like love is unrequited, requited, or like love is not. They don't ever have a happy ending. They always do that shit. Japanese people fucking love stewing in that misery, man. I hated that. Psycho says, I guess they wanted to convey the brutality the animals can display. Okay, fair enough. Like, I do agree with that. But I felt like after all they like put us through, that wasn't like showing that they were okay, but they were separate. It felt fucked up. And also, like, I kind of wondered about the ending though. Okay, let me try to like give Fumito Ueda some benefit of the doubt, right? So the ending was the boy became an elder, right? And he shot he picked up the mirror and he I don't know, he fucking beaconed out the light to the sky, and the camera followed the beacon all the way to Trico. And I think that scene was incredibly touching because it showed us the journey we've been on with Trico through the cave and through like the different areas we escaped with him. That was beautiful, but I wonder, how does the fucking mirror... Can the mirror summon Trico? I don't know. And also, like, what kind of felt really sad to me was that when Trico escaped the village after saving the boy, the only place that he could think of as home was the Trico prison. I guess it's realistic because animals tend to do that. They tend to go back to places that, you know, that was a home to them for such a long time. So him going back and, you know, finding a mate, I'm kind of happy for him, but it feels like so sad that that prison is still his home, if that makes sense. Because that entire location was used to trap the Tricos. They have the eyes in like a stained glass, and that is used to, like, you know, keep them from leaving or whatever. They have the beacon that traps them. Can I delete this game? Okay, did I upload the save data? Okay, I just want to make sure I uploaded. Okay, the cloud storage. Let me upload all. Okay, I just want to make sure my save is... Do you want to overwrite the save data in cloud storage? Yes. I want like my save data to be like in sync with cloud. Okay, do I have to... Oh, I only got 5 out of 24 trophies. Wow. Okay, the trophy is a little bit of a spoiler. So look at this. Look at this. The trophy actually says, though we are far apart, play the game all the way to the end. So Trico does survive because he and the boy are far apart. Psycho says, I think he's linked to it like genetically, almost shown by the fact that you can literally use it to control a part of Trico's body. So maybe he senses that it was activated through the same thing that linked his tail to the mirror. Maybe. But I'm also pretty curious about like why did the tattoos appear on the boy? Because in the beginning of the game he actually is confused. Like why does he have the tattoos? And as the game progresses, the tattoos get more and more vivid, you know? Oh, lightning emissary means reach the end of the game in 5 hours or less. Why the fuck would I try to bum rush the game? Untouchable emissary. Reach the end of the game without a game over. Dude, no way. Lock, stock, and barrel. Give Trico every single barrel. Okay, I couldn't find all the barrels. I think some of the barrels actually fell off the cliff. All talked out. Hear every hint. Okay, no. I think to get every hint, you gotta like wait for the hint by not solving the puzzle. That's a stupid like trophy to set. That means you're forcing the players to just sit there and not solve the puzzles so that the hint appears, so that they get the trophy. Fuck that. Oh, the boy gets costumes. Collect all the boys' costumes and equip them. Dressed for the fest. Did he have even more costumes? Psycho says we do see when the Tricos are putting the kids in the hole, their bodies also have tattoos. So I think that maybe when Trico swallows you, it makes the tattoos grow. Oh. Okay, but here's the thing, right? The reason why they're kidnapping the boys is so that the souls of the boys get trapped in the guard armor. Is that it? Because there were guards that like basically they are sentinels around the I would call it an island, and they're basically doing things for the island and Trico. I don't know. I don't know why they are sacrificing boys, but I'm trying to make guesses. That hits the spot. Hit suits of armor with 20 or more barrels or pots. Losing their minds. Defeat 10 or more suits of armor by removing their heads. How do you remove its head? Every time you get close to one, he grabs you. Get off my back. Cling onto... Oh, you can cling on... Oh! I didn't know you can jump on the suit of armor. Psycho says I think their souls power or fuel the orb, and their life force maybe gets channeled into the armor. That's the only thing I can think of. I think you might be right. That's a good guess, because like that's basically what happens in Ico, right? Like the evil queen wanted to get like little boys with horns, and basically because she siphons their power to keep her, like, I don't know, keep her kingdom running. So it's very similar to the Last Guardian. Okay, so I got Thundering Wonder. Defeat 20 or more suits with Trico's lightning. Last minute reprieve. Have Trico defeat 20 or more suits of armor. Beast's friends forever. Paint Trico's entire body. How do you do that? I don't remember getting any paint. Have Trico catch a thrown barrel in midair 20 times or more. The call of nature. Catch Trico in the act. The act of what? Like having sex? A Psycho says also, whenever Trico would like knock the armor down, you'd be able to go up to them and grab their helmets to pull them off. Oh! Stop. I think that means watching him poop. I didn't actually watch him poop, to be honest. I think I found a barrel for him. So I obviously went to him and gave him the barrel, right? And I just turned around and I was looking around to see like, okay, where can we go? And then when I went back to where he is, I saw like blobs of poop on the floor. So I guess you're probably right. That's the poop part. But I didn't actually see the poop come out of his butthole. Keep on running. Avoid Trico for 3 minutes or longer when he goes wild in an antenna room. Brought back. Land on Trico's back after being propelled upwards from a cart. Okay. Cryptozoologist. Touch all enemy beasts. This is kind of like a stupid trophy. So you're telling me to get this trophy at the end of the game when all the Tricos are fucking up your Trico, you're supposed to go and touch all of them just to get this trophy? Why? It feels like these trophies are designed for like fucking neurotic people that want to get the platinum for this game. I'm a little bit of an old school gamer, you know. I think when trophies were first introduced to PlayStation, I felt that Sony was trying to copy Xbox because Xbox had achievements, right? And I didn't really like the concept of trophies, even though at the beginning I was also kind of a platinum trophy hunter. I feel like trophies kind of take away the sense of achievement from the game, right? Because I think the achievement from any game should just be you, the player, beating the game and enjoying the ending, right? That was something I grew up with when I first started playing the PlayStation 1. I'm actually old. I'm actually 36 years old this year, and I was there when the first PlayStation came out. And I played a lot of games. I played like Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9, Metal Gear Solid 1, Crash Bandicoot. I was there when PlayStation first started. And it always felt very rewarding when you beat the game. But I feel like the entire like concept of trophies kind of like muddied the water a little bit and make you feel that you haven't beaten the game because you haven't got the platinum for the game. And I don't like that. But I can kind of understand that this system is built for people that want to find more things to do. And I just find it annoying because I find like as a player you should play the game, beat it, and feel like you have done everything. Psycho say it's so unnecessary to the point of being funny. You mean like trophies? I guess so. I don't know. I also find like speed running a little bit like stupid. I can respect the skill that it takes someone to like really get good at the game, right? I really respect that. It takes a lot of trial and error. It's amazing whenever I see people, you know, do speed running at games done quick. I admire that, but I feel like I would never do that because I have a lot of respect and reverence for a game that when I play it, I want to play it as the director intended, if that makes sense. Can I go pee real quick? I want to come back and talk some more, but I'll be right back. Just a minute. Okay, I'm back. I felt like the director, whenever they were beating up on Trico, it felt like they wanted to elicit a reaction out of the player, right? They wanted us to feel like really, really hurt because like, I think like the game is very masterful in a sense that it got you to care about the characters. I think they did an amazing job, right from the beginning. Like when the boy already saved Trico from his neck cuffs, you know, like I already started caring about the character, but I felt like they kind of abused the player, the audience a little bit by really beating the fuck out of Trico. I hate that because I felt like the entire game already did that, right? Whenever the guardians were like, not guardians, whenever the guards were throwing spears on Trico, I already felt they were beating up on him way unnecessary. I don't remember the amount of times I pull out the spears from Trico. So at the end, when they all ganged up on Trico as like the other Tricos like try to fuck him up, I felt that was so fucking unnecessary. It felt like if you want to convey like a sense of urgency, there is like other ways you could have done it. It felt like very gratuitous. It's like imagine you're watching a psychological thriller movie, and they just keep ramping up the violence just to give you your money's worth. That's what I mean, right? Even to the point where like when Trico lands back at the village and the villagers were like trying to like kill it with the fucking spear, that was fucked up. That was fucked up. And also the other thing was I'm still kind of wondering why how did the villager chieftain know about the boy being the chosen one? Because like when Trico kidnapped him in the beginning, the village chief actually said something about him being the chosen one. That means like whenever young children are kidnapped by the Tricos, they are chosen for something. But it actually kind of cheapens it a little bit. And let me explain why, right? Because when they kind of revealed that they were putting the bodies into the mouth of like a stone mouth, and they were getting some form of reward, that it would shoot out a barrel full of like the glowy stuff, it felt like the Tricos were just kidnapping children just to get food, right? So how does the boy be a chosen one if he's just one of many children that get kidnapped? And the kidnapping is not very premeditated, like where the children are selected through like a certain criteria. Is that they're just getting kidnapped because the Tricos just want the reward to eat the barrel thingy. Psycho says we saw that the Tricos were bringing other kids, so Tricos are probably known for like swiping kids, which would make sense why they would be very wary or have folklore and some kind of knowledge about Tricos. I think the barrels are just enticement to get them to do it. So according to Reddit, the barrels are not actually the children, because I think that might have been a theory where like, I don't know, they say like they cook up the children into like the food. Apparently that's been confirmed by Team Aiko. And also the other question I have was, remember we used Trico's tail to destroy the debris, the wooden debris near the beacon that called all the evil Tricos back? How did the debris get there? It felt like the debris was like, they all look like they were made out of wood. And if I'm trying to use logic, I think the debris might have been made by other Tricos, because to even get up there on the tower in the first place, it's pretty difficult. You gotta fly there, and to get the debris, like you probably gotta chop down a bunch of trees or find like pieces of wood, which is plenty because there's a forest. There's forests everywhere. So it also doesn't feel very... Oh wait, I think I might know the answer to that. So in front of the beacon there was a bunch of barrels that were like broken up. So the debris was probably made from broken up barrels that, you know, across like many years, like they start to pile up. But the way the debris was arranged around the beacon felt deliberate. It doesn't feel like it was accidental. So I don't know. I have way too many questions. Man, but I gotta say, like, this was an amazing game. I still would give it a 10 out of 10. It's really, really good. I wish the climax and the ending could have been a little different. I have a lot of respect for Fumito Ueda. So, man, I mean, like, the fact that the game moved me to tears it shows how amazing at story crafting and getting the players to care about the characters. I think a lot of work has gone into making Trico feel like a real, creature. And I think that work goes into like his behaviors, the way he sounds, and also the connection you build with him, and how it was kind of impossible to get out of that place without him, right? And also the thing that I think is, very important is the fact that Trico also needs us, the player. Like, he couldn't have opened up like a lot of the gates without us. And so there was this like very symbiotic like feeling, like he needs us and we need him. Like, there were many times he saved me, and there was quite a few times I saved him. And that was like an amazing experience. So when I'm getting fucking choked up again. So when things happen that kind of separate Trico away from the boy, you really feel it. Nice earring, thank you, man. I had this since I was 16, 17. Yeah, so I'd say like this game was very masterfully done. I kind of wish that they would have done things differently. Maybe as time passes, I think I would maybe agree with what they did at the ending, where the other Tricos attack our Trico. Yo, Sinaki, did you beat this game? I think you did, right? I think we talked about it. Okay, hold up. Let me like go through the trophies a little bit. So, intensive care, remove all spears from Trico as quickly as possible. Collar, make Trico put his head in every hole. Lifeline, saves from falling by Trico's tail 10 or more times. Yeah, I really don't like the trophies because they feel like they're forcing you to do things that you don't have to do. Oh shit. Okay, I accidentally clicked the game. Okay, wait. The game kind of overwrites itself though, right? Like, it's whenever I click continue, it starts a whole new game, which is not what I want. I kind of wish I could re-watch the ending again, because from what I heard, like, if you press the circle button, something happens, like the horns of a Trico actually glows, which is pretty amazing. Okay, wait. I don't think you can watch the ending again. But what an amazing game. It's very, very rare a game will ever move me into tears. I was fucking bawling at the end of this game, man. Like, dude, this game really does a number on you. If you have a fucking heart. If you are even close to being a human. So, yeah, I'm kind of glad I beat it. I beat this game. I'm actually thinking of like maybe completing any new Astrobot levels like right now. So I'm probably gonna stop this recording and press the record button again. So I just want to say like a special thanks to everyone that have watched the The Last Guardian playthrough with me. So big shout outs to Psycho Chair, Siniki, anyone else I probably missed out. Thank you so much, man. This was a really, really special game, and it was, wow, holy shit. It was really something, So, yeah, there we go.